Want to have live chats with me or just connect with other cricket fans on Discord that also enjoy my content? Or a few AMAs. Maybe you want early podcast episodes or ad-free content or want to receive my emailer. You can get all of this on our Patreon, plus a little bit of behind the scenes stuff as well. Huge thanks to everyone who has supported us on Patreon so far. You are all part of this channel's success.
Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 60 of the Crickpicks podcast. I'm Behram Kazi, who you can find at DefMango on Twitter. To my right is Estelle Vasudevan, who you can find at Estelle_Vasudev, the number 1 on Twitter. And to my left, as always, we have Jarrod Kimber, who you can find literally everywhere. And just a quick briefer for those of you who haven't ever watched the Crickpicks podcast before. On this podcast, we take any generic cricket category and we draft our top 5 each for that cricket category in a snake-style draft competition. And what that means is that the pick order will go 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. And sometimes on the show, what we do is that we combine to draft teams of 12. And that's what we're doing today as well. The Champions Trophy 2025 is upon us. So we thought we'd make or create a Champions Trophy winners team. And the only rule is that any player who is selected over here or drafted must have actually won the Champions Trophy. Now, the player could be shit in their Champions Trophy campaigns and be a good player regardless. You could still pick them. It's all like completely all over the place. There is no rationale.
the Dale Benkenstein, Mike Rindell All-Stars.
Yes.
I think it would be more fun if we came up with the most random, Daryl, the most random players to have won the World Cup. I think would be an even more fun. And if you can see how many players you can find who you don't remember at all as human beings who have won a World Cup. Roger Toos, Shane O'Connor, Jeff Allett. By the way, Jeff Allett was like a great player in the 99 World Cup and then also went on to win the Champions Trophy. He literally had about a 1.5-year career, and in that time, he's packed more great cricket in than almost anyone else ever has.
It is a really fascinating one because the Champions Trophy wasn't even the Champions Trophy up until 2004. It was the ICC Knockout Cup, and people have issues with calling like an India-Australia series from the 1980s the Border Gavaskar Trophy because apparently it started in 96. But the Champions Trophy has no rules, and I'll give you guys a bit of context or insight over here. We didn't even know we were supposed to record this today. We aren't even prepared, which is like in the true spirit of the Champions Trophy, I suppose.
Yes, we cancelled this podcast, in fact. Then we reinstated it. Then we changed its name. Then we cancelled it again. And here it is. We should all be wearing white jackets.
Down the order.
Yeah.
We should be. We should totally be wearing white jackets. But anyway, I'm just lucky enough to have bagged first pick for this one, honestly, because there is one player who I looked up in depth and I was like, surely he has to be pick number 1. And so my pick number 1 will be Glenn McGrath. He will be leading the attack, bowling with the new ball, someone who has 381 wickets in 250 ODIs at 22 apiece. But it gets better. He's played 12 ODIs in the Champions Trophy. He's taken 21 wickets at 19.61. And he was a Champions Trophy winner, of course, in 2006, where he took 10 wickets in 5 games at less than 16. So Pidge picks himself. I am very happy that I won't have to pick another player for a long time. Over to you guys.
I'm picking second, right?
Yep.
I think, Behram, you've made a fatal mistake in picking someone who's not going to allow you to win this.
Yeah, there is, of course, that element of this whole podcast.
So I'm going with Dhoni as my number 1 pick.
So she wants to just win this on boats. That's her strategy for this one.
Look, he has a great record in ODI cricket, and he's MS Dhoni, right? He's one of the better captains that India have seen. Led them to that was the white coat tournament, right? Where they
the first white coat was the Australian tournament.
Australian one.
South
Where they
Africa.
shot that guy off.
2009. I want to say 2009 was the first white coat one.
Yeah, anyway, Dhoni was one of those guys who brought India into a title winning era. So, yeah, he's my first.
I mean, we'll need a keeper, right?
Yeah.
There were 2 options, actually.
I mean, there's another option
The other keeper was also quite terrific.
Yes.
But I'm fine with Dhoni. He can captain this side.
I can't believe my number 1 pick has fallen to me, but I'll take Sachin Tendulkar.
Yeah. It was Sachin or Dhoni for me, so.
I don't know if you guys have heard of him, but I'll just slot him into open, and I'll, maybe in another podcast I'll explain who Sachin Tendulkar is. Okay, what else do we have here? God, there's some good players here, isn't there? There is some really rubbish players. The first 3 or 4 Champions trophies, it's like, should I pick Ian Bradshaw?
Hey, he gets in on finals credibility, okay?
Actually,
he literally won a tournament. That's how ridiculous he is, him and Courtney Brown, right?
Of the first, if we compare the first winners, South Africa, right? South Africa, New Zealand, and the West Indies team. Which of those 3 is the most nondescript team you could think of to win a championship, right?
To go, it is absolutely ridiculous when you go through it. So if we go through South Africa's team, it's Cullinan, Mike Rindell, who I'm unashamed to say I had never heard of before and had to Google. Mark Boucher at 3. Okay.
Wow.
Callis, Cronje, Jonty Rhodes, Dale Benkenstein, Derek Crooks, who I always use as a punchline, Nicky Bowyer, Pat Sincox, and the main seamer was Steve Elworthy. That's
Not
the main
even-
seamer.
No
that they
Pollock,
went
no
with.
Donald. For them to win an ICC trophy, it took that team, and all of those other great teams, which literally shat the bed, or not shat the bed, but kind of came close and didn't win it.
New Zealand, Craig Spearman, Nathan Astle, Stephen Fleming, Roger Toos, Chris Cairns, Craig McMillan, Chris Harris, Adam Perore, Scott Styrus, who didn't bat, by the way. He was listed at number 9.
Yeah.
Wow.
Shane O'Connor and Jeff Allett. So again, I mean, we're talking just absolutely random teams. And then there's the West Indies team. Chris Gale, nice start. Wavell Hines, okay. Sarwan, Lara, Chandrapal, fine. Dwayne Bravo, no issue. Ryan Hines, Ricardo Powell, Courtney Brown, Ian Bradshaw, Corey Collymore. Oh, it drops off quite quick, doesn't it? You get past Dwayne Bravo there, and you're just like, what now? So there's that. I mean, those are just 3 such random. So I might have to do a whole podcast on just how random the first winners of the Champions Trophy were, because my God. I was not mentally prepared for Ricardo Powell.
Yeah, well, I mean, for those of you,
That
who
bowling
watched
attack.
That bowling attack is. I mean, all 3 of those bowling attacks that we just mentioned. Considering some of the players that they could have picked, like Simon Doole's not in that side, right? Alan Donald, Sean Pollock is not in that side. Curtly and Courtney are not in that side. I think they would have just retired by that point.
Yeah.
But
They would have.
My God, what are we talking about here?
But the streets will never forget Courtney Brown and Ian Bradshaw. That was the partnership. But anyway, you still have another pick, don't you? You just picked Sachin, and then you went off on your rant.
The streets are the only ones who remember those guys. Okay, I could do another opener, or I could pick our spinner. I'll go Sanashea Sarria here.
Okay. That's interesting, because now you've kind of messed up my pick, but there's still some time till that. Let's see what Estelle
probably
does.
picked up Estelle more than anyone.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't going to pick Sanath, but anyway, I'll go with another Sri Lankan. I'll go with Murali as your frontline spinner. He actually has a decent record in Champions Trophy cricket.
I cannot
15.
believe you 2 looked up Champions Trophy records. I'm
No,
actually disgusted.
No, I didn't until Behram mentioned it. So I just Googled him now. He has his 11, sorry, how many wickets? 24 wickets at 20.16, which is slightly better than his overall record of how many wickets? 534 at 23.08. So yeah, Murali obvious pick as a spinner. One didn't win one, right?
No, he did not. So we've
a
got
lot of good players who haven't won one.
We've got the leading run scorer in ODIs in Sachin Tendulkar with 18,000 something. And we've got the leading wicket taker in ODIs with Murali, who has 520 odd, right? I'm going to go for another bowler. Varun is going to be really proud of me when he watches this Crickpicks, because he has the bowler bias. We'll need a left arm seamer. And so I will go to Sri Lanka once again. Actually, I could go to Australia as well. But I do rate the Sri Lankan higher. So I will go Chaminda Vas. He can open the bowling with Glenn McGrath. Yeah.
Varun is going to be really, really happy.
If you had gone Nathan Bracken there. Yeah. That's what you were
Was
thinking
that the
about,
other
wasn't it?
option? No. Mitch Johnson has won it,
Johnson, yeah.
But
I think he won in 2013.
I honestly thought you were going to go Nathan Bracken for a minute, and I was like, what have we become?
We could literally pick the entire Sri Lankan team over here and then call it a day, because that is like there's a lot of pedigree over there. But I mean, with Vas, at least I'm getting some batting and 400 ODI wickets, so I'm quite content over there. I have 2 picks in a row, don't I?
Yep.
Well, doesn't this suck? Okay, well, boo friggin' who? I'll pick Virat Kohli.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he can be
forgot
our
about
number
him.
3. Yeah. Let's just make this easy for everybody. And now I'm competing with Estelle on votes, certainly, and you. So we're all like,
Yeah, I think we got the 3 main guys in 3 different
yeah.
spots, right?
I don't even know how many runs Virat scored in the 2013 edition of the Champions Trophy. I don't even care how many runs Virat scored in that edition. But he's what, the 3rd highest scorer in ODIs ever. He's a bona fide legend. This is his format. He definitely makes it.
Yeah. No issue there. I went with Sanath. I had Murali and Kohli as my next 2 picks.
I gave us our new ball bowlers in McGrath and Vas, and then I went and picked up Kohli. So happy.
Is there a drum occasionally in the background of the show, by the way?
Yes, sometimes I do hear it, but I don't know where it comes from.
It's probably from me, from somewhere.
Is someone throwing rambutans on your window?
No, there's like a Buddhist temple. I think it might be them.
It's a
Also,
gong.
it's not Rambutan season, and it's
No, it's
kind
not.
of culturally insensitive to say that.
Yeah. But to be honest, I don't know when Rambutan season is because
No one does.
it seems to
They
come up
just
multiple times a year.
They just suddenly appear on the streets of Sri Lanka, and it's
Yeah.
Rambutan season.
And they last for like 1 week, and then
Yeah, it's
done.
like it's like a 9-day season.
Yeah, blink and you miss it. Okay,
Whose turn is it? It's yours.
It's
isn't
my
it?
turn. Yeah.
So
I'll go
sorry,
with-
you're basically saying we have more days of T10 cricket than Rambutan season?
I mean, if you look at the entire year, probably not, but the season, yes, probably.
Okay, that's crazy.
Okay, I'll go with the middle order bat, Mike Hussey.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, he's got a great record in ODI cricket, right? 48, averaging 48, striking at 87, 300s, Mr. Cricket. Yeah.
Okay.
great.
I think he had a pretty
I
good
didn't even have
Champions
him on my
Trophy too.
list.
Yeah, if I recall.
Do you think Mike Hussey's better as an ODI player than Aravinda de Silva or Brian Lara?
No, but Mike
She
Hussey
hasn't
bats
gone
lower.
for the quadruple Aravinda. That's all I know.
I could.
Okay, no, that's fair enough. I will go Chris Cairns as my next pick. I think he
And
had a
he
big
had a-
final as well.
Yeah, he got 100 in that final.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah, he's safe as houses there. So he bats at number 6 if Hussey bats at 5 and Dhoni at 7. So we don't have a 3, we don't have a 4, and we
We have a
need
3. Virat.
Oh yeah, I haven't put him on the list.
Yeah, we do
Okay,
have
so we
Virat.
have a 3, so we don't have a 4, and we don't
can
have
pick
an
Aravinda.
8.
Yes.
Could pick Aravinda. I'm aware.
8 could be someone who bowls a bit of spin.
Do we have a keeper?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we've got Dhoni. So
Yeah,
we're okay
we've
with
got Dhoni.
keepers. Someone. Oh, we don't. Well, we have Murali. Do we need a second spinner if we have Sanath?
Ooh, that's also a good
Um,
point to raise.
so I'm not
And
sure.
Sachin, potentially.
Yeah, Sachin can bowl a little bit of spin too, can't he?
Hmm.
I'm not sure I have a great. Now I'm just making noises, everyone.
Yeah.
I wonder if let's just give us a little bit of extra batting there.
I mean,
I'm
you've
gonna
also got Lara as an option, by the by.
Yeah.
You could bat Lara at 4 if you really wanted to. He did get hit in the face by Shoaib Akhtar in the Champions Trophy that they won, but it doesn't count. He gets a medal.
It doesn't count. I will go Aravinda de Silva at 4.
So this is a very Sri Lankan heavy team, isn't
Yeah.
it?
And I picked only one of them.
Yeah, and we don't even have like Mahela and Kumar. Like, it's crazy.
They haven't won Champions Trophies.
They were in that
haven't.
squad, no?
Not 2002, no.
They weren't in the 11s, I don't think.
I don't think
Okay.
Sangha was not in the squad. I
Didn't
don't know
Sangha
if
debut in
Mahela was
2000?
somewhere there.
Pretty sure he debuted in 2000. There was a point in my life where I knew every single Sangakkara stat.
Thing about Sangakkara, okay.
Yeah. You know, he has the highest average for any batter with over 10,000 test runs.
after
50,
the, after, you can tell us
57.4.
afterwards.
So we're now talking about Sri Lankans who aren't going to be on this list. We've also talked about a Sri Lankan fruit that exists for 8 days a year, right? Let's just pick our sides and finish this nonsense thing.
Yeah, I suppose that would be the right thing to do. Anyway, whose pick is it? Is it Estelle?
Actually,
It's
can I
me.
change my pick?
Oh, can you? But
No.
Chris Cairns
That's
is a
up to you
solid
two.
pick.
No.
No, I'm going to keep Chris Cairns. I was going to get rid of Aravinda.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Do we
I was
want
going
to
to pick a
let him do
specialist
that?
12th.
Oh, no. We're not doing that.
Okay.
Skip
Aravinda stays. I'm going to pick a specialist 12 because I have 12
But I
for
have
this one.
I have the specialist 12th. I have the anyway, go.
Okay,
How
much?
last pick for me, right?
No, but how many seamers do we have? Have you checked how many seamers we have?
We have only
3.
2. Or 3.
Yeah, so we have Vas, McGrath, and Cairns.
Yeah.
And we've got
I'm
De
gonna pick another
Silva, Tendulkar, and Jayasuriya and Murali for spin.
Yeah. So you could pick a bat, actually.
I'm gonna I'm gonna pick
Brett
a
Lee.
pace bowler. Yeah.
Brett Lee. She's going to pick Brett Lee because I always make fun of her for picking Brett Lee. And like she thinks it's now long enough between the last time she picked him and today to be able to pick him.
I don't think I have picked him. I haven't picked him. I think I picked him in the celebrations.
You picked him in your heart. Though,
I
every
picked
time.
him.
I can see.
I
can
picked him in
see
the
on
celebrations.
edge. You're on the edge of saying Brett Lee every time.
Yeah. He does make sense, though, no? Because you need some express space over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why
Yeah,
I'm picking him.
Yeah, that's why you picked him. Also, you
that's
probably had a
fine.
poster of him up on your wall when you were a kid.
Yes, I did.
Yeah. I mean,
But
I'm
to
not
be
judging there. I
fair-
love Brett Lee.
Yeah, I had a lot of posters up on my wall. I had Glenn McGrath on my wall as well. Basically, whatever came in the Sports Star magazine, I had on my wall. So, anyway, Brett Lee, I mean, like Behram said, offers that extra bit of pace and can come on as kind of the first change, second change in this team, right?
Yeah, he could. Which leaves me with 12th, right? There are a couple of players over here, right? Who are out and out superstars and also were pretty good in the Champions Trophy. Like, for instance, Chris Gale has scored a lot of runs in the Champions Trophy, and he is Chris Gale, right? Can't really
He would
look
be the
past
worst
him.
12th of all time. He
Yes,
can't
but
feel.
I'm not going for Chris Gale. Then, of course, there is an option of Ravindra Jadeja, right?
Yeah.
Gives us a slow left armour option, bats really well, and he was the leading wicket taker in the 2013 edition of the Champions Trophy. And the other guy I can only think of is Mohammad Hafiz, because he was terrific in the last Champions Trophy, in which he was scoring quick fire runs at the bottom, or lower middle order. And then he also gives you a bit of off spin. So yeah, tell me, what do we need? Right arm off spin more or slow left armour? Which is a better option
Okay,
over here?
can I throw this to you?
Okay, you can.
What if you picked the world's best fielder as our 12th?
Oh!
Yeah.
Actually, I like that.
But that depends
I
on
mean-
who he thinks is the world's best fielder.
No, I
Well,
know where he's going.
I've said this on purpose because
Yes.
there's 3 options and he's probably only going to know about 2 of them.
You know
He
what?
won't know
You know
the
what?
other one because the other one is basically one of those cricketers who, when I read out the name before, people went, who?
We have the best off spinner in the history of ODIs already in our team. So I don't think we need another off spinner. And Jadeja offers you a lot in the field as well. So my 12th is Jadeja. I know you wanted Jaunty, but I think Ravindra Jadeja just makes more sense over here as 12th.
Did he want
I
Jaunty
did-
though?
I didn't want Johnsy.
You didn't want Jaunty?
That's why I was going to take Aravinda away and I was going to pick someone else because there's a cricketer here that I maybe have talked about before. But I'm going to read you his
Okay.
ODI numbers. His batting average in ODI cricket was 14.8. And his bowling average in ODI cricket was 40.4. Yet he
Okay.
played 32 internationals.
Chris Harris.
No, Chris Harris
No,
could
he
play.
played a lot more. Chris Harrod
Chris
played
Harris
like
could play.
300 ODIs.
So when these stats were read out on the screen one day, David Hooks, the Australian, was commentating, and he had a lip mic, and he put the mic down. But David Hooks, a bit like me, had a very loud voice, and so someone read out those stats, and they said, "Oh, he averages 14.8 with the bats, and he averages 40 with the ball, but he's probably the best fielder in the world." And David Hooks puts his mic down and goes, "If you average 14 with the bat and 40 with the ball, you'd want to be a fucking good fielder, wouldn't you?" The guy's name is Derek Crooks. I don't know if
you
you've
even
ever
mentioned
seen
him.
him. Yeah, if you've
prior to the
ever seen him, he
podcast.
was a brilliant fielder. He couldn't battle bowl. I mean, he tried his best. He was like a worse version of Nicky Boyer in every single way, except for the fielding. So he is the Jim Fote of South Africa, right? Like just a next level fielder. And I would say, all things considered, and I didn't see enough of Derek Crooks, but I would say probably more likely to hit the stumps than Jonty with a throw. So almost like a combination between like Ricky Ponting and Jonty Rhodes. Like, just covered so much ground and was so quick compared to anyone else. Anyway, I stuffed it up by not picking him. I was actually at one stage just going to pick Corey Collymore, Dale Benkenstein.
we should do this
Mike
someday.
Rendell and Derek Crooks, just for fun.
We'll do it. Eventually, we will record a podcast.
We should do
next.
something like that.
It'll be the next
World
one.
Cups.
Screw it.
Yeah, I was going to say, what about the most random World Cup winners? Like of players
Well,
you cannot remember or believe played at a World Cup final or won a World Cup.
It is
Kumar
going to be
Dharmasena.
Champions. It is going to be Champions Trophy season, though, when these episodes come out. So I think we should start with the Champions Trophy, and that could be our next one, honestly. But
I've
yeah, I
now
mean,
yeah. So
I think
okay.
a lot of players have missed out over here. Chris Gale,
oh.
Rohit Sharma, right?
Yes.
Shikhar Dhawan. Shikhar Dhawan was
Shikhar
amazing in
Dhawan's
Champions
been really
Trophies.
good yeah.
Yeah,
Lara,
that was his
Shane Watson,
tournament.
Ponting.
Watson.
Yes, Water was good.
Yuvraj
David
Singh
Martin.
was another one I had there. Yeah.
Yeah. Who else? People are gonna slam me. At least my Pakistani people are gonna slam me for not picking a single winner from the 2017 edition. Fakhr, I suppose.
Who do you pick in that side?
Yeah, Amir, Fakhr. I don't know. I'd go Vas over Amir.
Yeah.
I'd go all of those different openers
I
over
think-
Fakhr if you look
I
at their
think that
entire
entire
careers.
Pakistan team, I think if our qualification was Champions Trophy performances, then you might have had a couple from them, right?
Yeah, I mean
By the
Hassan
way,
Ali could have made it.
Kumar did play in the 2002.
Oh, did he?
There you
He
have
played?
it. You never challenged
Which
me on
innings,
Kumar
though?
Sangakkara stats.
Oh,
I don't
he
know which innings
did.
game I'm looking at. I'm looking at the one with the two
No,
over
he
one.
opened it. So he batted 3 in the first innings and then opened in the second innings.
Oh,
So he misses out.
Sehwag, Kumble, and Zahir Khan were three others
Zahir
that
Khan,
I
yeah.
had.
Also,
Jarrod
all of those
Srinath is another one?
Australians.
Srinath, yep.
Did Haydos play in 2006? He might have.
Gilchrist.
Probably did. Gilchrist, Hayden.
No, I've got
Nathan
2000
Astle?
Wait, 2006.
Yeah, Nathan Astle is interesting. Rogue pick.
No, Hayden doesn't play in 2000. Oh, Andrew
Ooh.
Simons was another one I had on my list.
Yeah.
As well.
Ooh,
Obviously,
Simons
Brad-
could have been a good 12th man for me,
He
Great
was
in the
also,
field,
yeah.
can bowl both types of bowling, seam up and spin. But Jadeja is also a decent pick, I suppose. And he
Peter
had a really
Siddle
good...
Peter Siddle won a Champions Trophy.
yeah.
It's just this,
That bowling
Nathan
attack is
Horitz-
weird, right?
Nathan Horitz
Yeah,
won a
Nathan
Champions Trophy. It's how can we consider this a major tournament? Like these names are made up.
Ooh, Pandya. Pandya could have... No, he didn't win. He wasn't there in 2013. Yeah.
Now Pandya
Never
lost
mind me.
a final, didn't he?
Yes, yeah, you're right.
I think.
Umesh Yadav?
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying random
guess.
players that people are going to forget. There must be someone in the Pakistan team. Actually, the Pakistan team's pretty. Really. I mean, as a
You
Ali,
had
Baba
Kohli.
as
you
a
had
Ali
Kohli at
winning
3.
a Champions Trophy is stupid.
Yeah,
let's be honest.
That is quite stupid. But you have Kohli at 3, and you've got other players like Lara available as well. So it was tough for Babar. I really liked Hafiz as an option, but you've got Murli in the team, so you won't need his bowling. And
Yeah,
then
he
you
just
just
wouldn't
get
bowl.
his lower order hitting, which was like Hafiz 3.0, which was like 15% of his career, right?
Yeah.
Like, so it didn't make sense. I think Jadeja
I
gave
would
us
have liked
everything.
to have put Chris Harris in as well, just for
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
for
So
kids.
anyway, what is
okay.
the team?
The team is Sachin Tendulkar, Sanjay Surya, Virat Kohli, Aravinda De Silva, Mike Hussey, Chris Cairns, MS Dhoni, Brett Lee, Chaminda Vas, Mutai Muralitharan, Glenn McGrath, and Ravi Jadeja. Behram went McGrath, Vas, Kohli, Jadeja. Estelle went Dhoni, Murali, Hussey, Lee. I went Tendulkar, Jayasuriya, Cairns, De Silva. It should have been Derek Crooks. I'm never
it should have
gonna. I'm so upset that I didn't do that.
Well,
And then
if
I
you
would
had
have picked
picked,
Aravinda for the 4th time.
and then no one
a
would have
row.
picked Brett Lee, and our bowling would have been light. Okay, so I think a good
No,
thing
you could
happened
have
here,
picked
guys.
Brett Lee because Crooks was going to
Okay.
be the 12th anyway.
Here's the question for the comment section, people.
Aha.
Can you pick a better ODI side than this to beat this Champions Trophy winners side?
Of also like that side also needs to be Champions Trophy
Nope.
winners.
No.
Just like
No.
of all ODI players, can you come up with a better team? I think you can, but to be honest, having Sachin, Jayasuriya, Murali, Dhoni, McGrath, Kohli, it's not an easy side to beat, is it? And Cairns and Jadeja wouldn't be too far away from the greatest ODI all-rounders of all time either, would they? Like, I know Kapil Dev would be up there as well, but like, that's a pretty stacked team. But I wonder if you can beat it with, like, because obviously, we talked about, you would put Warren in the other team, you put Viv Richards, AB de Villiers. Like, there are certainly some other players that aren't there. Was a Makram.
Yeah, lots and lots of players actually, if you think about it. But it's going to be steep because you've got some of the best batters to play the format in there. Maybe Mike Hussey is someone who could have been replaceable in that team. Oh, Damien Martin was really good in one of these Champions Trophies. I remember that.
Yeah, but he's not a better player than...
Yeah. Gilchrist.
He's not a better player than Brian Lara.
Yeah.
Was Gilchrist was in one of the games, wasn't he? I think.
Yeah, he's definitely won a Champions Trophy. But anyway, you guys let us know if we did good enough or who wins this, because I think it's a tough one, right? It's very evenly contested. There's no out-and-out winner for it either. And give us that team that Jarrod has just asked for as well, a team which could beat this 12, I suppose. And that kind of wraps up this episode of Crickpicks. And just a quick reminder, you can go to goodareas.co and bookmark that webpage. That can prove to be a one-stop shop for all the work that we do as part of this team, whether it be written content, podcasts or videos. And have a good one, folks. That's all for now. Enjoy yourselves and goodbye.
It took God and the demon to build international cricket, but don't tell Johnny Best it. 1882, Australia had played one test in England against the god WG Grace, and they sucked. So they were playing him again, and it was a tough wicket. But England was in front, so Australia was desperate for a third innings lead. At number 8 was young all-rounder Sammy Jones. After a routine single, he walks down to do some gardening on the pitch. Grace whips off the bails and appeals. The ball wasn't dead, Jones was run out. The Australians were furious. In fact, some of the English players were also furious. But what Grace said went, and the umpires had already given it. Next in was Fred Spofforth. He was known as the Demon fast bowler. He was furious, and he let England know exactly what was coming next, which was maiden. There's 12 maidens. I can't count them all. England only needed 85 to win. WG Grace made 32. England only 77. That was the test where the Ashes began. Buy my book, Overthrowing Cricket's Empire, on Amazon today.